Hey, everybody, listen to the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm Chipmunk with always the affable Mr. Gimpy.
I don't know what you said. You just turned into Busy Bone at the end there. You're like,
Price of participation may
there
vary, dude.
All right. What's up, brother?
Man, just living, bro. Just having a week.
Yeah, man. Same. I have a big day of deving ahead of me right now. I
got to
cut
do
out a 10-hour block of time, and that's my
Jeez.
only task. So I'm excited for that. My goal is to close my gameplay loop, the initial gameplay loop for the pig game. So we'll see how far I get. Obviously, best laid plans, never really come to fruition, but we'll see how it goes.
I got to try and prototype this game that me and this dude came up with. So we'll see how that goes. He's going to prototype a version of it. I'm going to prototype, and then we're going to meet Sunday and compare and see if we're like cooking with anything, or if like we want to pursue this idea or not. But
is this one of your Discord groups?
Yeah, I keep on trying to find somebody who can actually partner up with, who's going to show up. This dude seems more legit, a little bit older, a little bit works in the industry, and he's like worried because of all the layoffs and stuff that been going on. I know we're going to keep it light this time, but he's like, I haven't got chopped yet, but I want to update that resume and start working on my own shit that I own. And I'm like, yeah, I respect that, dude.
Yeah. It's very real. After Epic laid off 1,000 people,
it's out there, dude.
That's what happens, brother.
I feel like a little like I stepped on it, dude, because I feel like last week I was like, yeah, man, they're making like $1 billion off Fortnite. They're still making $1 billion, but they're like, how can we keep more of it, dude? Fuck these people.
Yeah. The game. Also, Epic isn't publicly traded, right? They're still a private company.
I think so. I think Tencent owns a lot of it.
Right, but for the most part, it's still like private.
Yeah.
So
I don't think
so. Tim Sweeney's just greedy, is what it sounds like.
I think Tencent owns a lot of it, dude, and there's other stakeholders. He had to sell off like a bunch of it in the 90s, and then he had to sell off a lot of it in the late aughts. And he does own a Ferrari, and he owned one back in the 90s. So I don't know, man. I'm not saying that that makes you necessarily greedy, but it's like, how many Ferraris do you need?
That's true.
And they also haven't fired anyone like in the C-suite or the upper management yet.
Of course,
even though they're the ones making those decisions that are leading to the layoffs. So fuck those guys, dude.
Exactly. Well, shout out to everybody who was a part of that culling. So hopefully everyone lands on their feet. And I feel that everyone in the industry really kind of assumes that will happen in the back of their mind. But obviously these guys were, from the looks of it, longer tenured and, pretty much felt safe. So, that's just a reminder that in the big corporate world, you're never safe. So
I would just say, man, pretend like you've quit, and then use that feeling and be like, man, fuck it, dude, because it's not that bad. You'll just find you have to get another job and figure it out. And it's easy to say when you're not going through it, but it's not the end of the world, and there's more opportunities out there. And like, maybe you don't even want to be in the games industry at this point, because it's kind of
that's why I work in the finance industry. For my day job, I always got a job. So
that's what I told this dude, where I'm like, yeah, I'm a bureaucrat, dude. And he's like, what kind of bureaucrat are you? Because I showed him like all this like different tables and formulations I have, because I study, making games a lot. So I'm like, yeah, here's how we can do this. Here's like a systematic approach to like all the problems we're trying to solve. And he's like, bro, what the heck, dude? He's like, I'm telling you, dude, I'm in this industry. Like, nobody is thinking about these problems like this. I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't know. I've just been around forever, and I do this for fun, for the love of the game. And like, you guys are making products, so it's like a different thing you're doing, and you're like a bigger team, so this stuff probably doesn't scale that well, or maybe it does, and they're just, this is what happens when you call off like all of your tenured people. Like, you lose that system knowledge. You lose
that, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because Epic themselves haven't made a product in a while. It's just been like add-ons to Fortnite, and which is a major undertaking, right? So, but they kind of have the growing pains that Valve went through after Steam launch, because their next game was like do we include Orange Box as that? Was it? I guess, but after that, right? Half-Life Alyx. A decade later, so
Left 4 Dead, I think, at some point. Portal 2.
That was like Turtle Rock, though. So it's Left 4 Dead 2. I think was more of a amalgam, but
having money is a power, dude. That is that power, dude.
Yeah.
Unreal has plenty of money. I know they're like working on their fab store. They're trying to do Unreal 6, and they're kind of doing all hands on deck for that, and they're trying to switch out from like blueprints to like their weird Fortnite scripting language now for whatever that means too. So,
but there's a lot. I mean, you could look at Unreal Tournament. They just completely abandoned that. Now that's just gone to the wind. And
they open sourced it at least, though.
They did, which is a great thing, and I'm glad that that motto still maintains. So that is awesome. But with that being said,
even like Paragon, they threw all those assets and stuff on the store, but it's not great. They're just like, whatever works, and then we'll just pour everything into that. And,
but let's be honest, right? When the industry was starting, innovation came from these people who took things that were open source and then they added onto it. I feel like this is their way of giving back, and everyone. And by everyone, I mean the gaming sphere as a whole loves to like compartmentalize a lot of these legacy studios who got bigger, like an Epic as like the big evil conglomerate, right? But like that same story of it all. It started with like 2 guys in a basement, 2 guys in a garage, right? Like your ids, your Epics, like they're
3D Realms still around somehow. They're publishing games.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, these old legacy studios, I still have love for. I still have nostalgia for. Obviously, like where they are now, it may be a different story. But I was happy to see that Unreal Tournament came open source. So shout out to them for that. That being said, man, to switch gears here, the 2026 is looking like the year that the public at large accepted video games as a storytelling art form, because we have so many movie or game to movie sequels coming out, not to mention like the TV properties and everything. And you're not a big like television movie guy, so I'd love to hear your opinion on this, and I just want to kind of highlight what's happening. So as of the time of release of this, Mario Galaxy the movie comes out in a few days. Sonic 4 is on its way in about a year.
I know they made 3D.
Minecraft the movie 2 is coming. A new Resident Evil property that's live action is coming. There was a Silent Hill. The new Mortal Kombat comes out in a couple of months. I'm just like, everyone just accepts it. They're just like, okay, this is happening. I feel like gaming right now is having the renaissance that comic books had. With Iron Man and stuff. We just haven't had our Iron Man yet. And that before I let you go, remember Zelda is coming. The Legend of Zelda is coming live action. The first Nintendo, second Nintendo property that did live action. Detective Pikachu. I meant modern. I meant modern, not.
Don't forget
not the John Leguizamo, Bob Hoskins, masterpiece from the early '90s. Not that. But what are your thoughts, man? I gotta get your thoughts.
Also, shout out to those actors. That was Nintendo okay in that crazy pipe dream of a movie. They're like, I want to make like a weird post-apocalyptic future noir thing, and they're like, do it. This will be great,
dude.
That was Nintendo, dude. So everyone's like, they must have just went and did like their own thing. It's like, no, this is what Nintendo wanted, dude.
Yeah,
like,
so that was 92 that the Mario movie came out, right? I think it was 92. So I was like 3 or 4, so I mean, I loved it, I did.
I thought it was all right.
And everything that was like marketed towards kids always had this weird adult edge to it anyway. Like, do you remember like RoboCop was marketed towards kids, and RoboCop was the most violent movie of all time?
Rated R. It became more and more like PG as
it went on, for sure. Weird. But like we're here for it. There was
like Ninja Turtles. That was like kind of like a dark,
a real dark comic.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're like, now it's for kids. Slap some neon colors on it. I'll say this right off the rip of this conversation, just to frame it, maybe not in the best light. I feel TV and movies is a step down of the medium of video games and storytelling.
Okay. Let's hear it. It's because of interactivity. You think passive entertainment is less.
I've said this before. I'll say it again. I don't know if I said it on this podcast, but video games is the penultimate art form for humans. It uses all other art forms within it. Like, you need to know, like, maybe it's not the last art form that we'll create, but it's like close to it. Like, it's got everything, dude. You need to know all the different disciplines
it's art's
and master
final
them.
Form.
It is, dude. It's close to it, dude. It's like a Megazord, dude. It hasn't quite got like the Green Ranger unlock to like, hop into the new whatever Zord or whatever, dude. But not all the other Rangers showing up and, going through the galaxy or whatever, dude. They haven't gone off the planet yet. But
Okay.
as soon as we get off the planet, then there's maybe something cooler that we can do. But yeah, TV, movies, and stuff. I feel like that's almost like it's just not the same. It's like, have you ever like watched like a YouTube video of like somebody's just the cutscenes of a video game?
No, I would never.
Yeah,
unless I've already played the game and I wanted to see it again. Like I've done that for Metal Gear.
Yeah, see, everybody's done that for, I think, film Metal Gear.
Yeah, just to remember, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, like, what happened? This is a convoluted mess. And you like watch like 3 hours, like, still couldn't tell you what happened in Metal Gear, dude. Yeah, it's just,
I'm sorry,
it's just not the same.
Metal Gear, you know.
Metal Gear?
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like, it's just not the same, like, watching, like, those compilations or whatever. Like, maybe Let's Plays and stuff, but then it's like you're more there like for the personality.
Yeah, I have to be. I have to have a lived-in feel to it. I agree, but with movies, I like adaptions more than like a 1-to-1 recreation.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. I love the characters. I played the game. I don't need to have that, right? Like I famously said, like for the Halo TV show, like I'm a big Halo fan, but the TV show sucked complete balls. But it would have been much better. I would have loved the TV show if they would have gone through the eyes of an ODST that could be the TV created, whatever. Have the game stuff happening in the background on the side, like maybe you're, you know, just adjacent to it. Have not only the chief but other Spartans show up in the show as these omnipotent, just rare beings that they are, just showing up, just wrecking everything. You know, I don't need to see the chief with his helmet off ever, and I'm gonna scratch that from my memory that ever happened. I don't need to see a redesigned Cortana that doesn't look like the game stuff. Like they treated it like the game as an embarrassment to the property. Like you need to have reverence for it and reverence for the characters. So that's why I feel like if whenever you do any live action something or other, you're never going to get it right. The game, no one in the games are
you shouldn't even try. If you're starting to, you probably.
And again, I have major issues with Last of Us, the TV show, with that as well, because of the medium that it started in. But go on.
Like just back to your earlier point of it, was like almost like the 90s of comic movie adaptations where they didn't quite know how to do it. They were just like, oh, we'll just use comic panels and like weird pans and zooms and comic book text that like pop up during the movie. And everyone's like, yeah. Everyone's like, what is this, dude? Like, you know, you have like your shadows. A lot of the early Marvel stuff was kind of like that.
Captain America.
It wasn't until kind of like Blade and then into like X-Men. Yeah.
Blade is in a realm of its own, dude. Blade was just chef's kiss.
Well, what if we just made a really good movie with like these characters? And it's like, that's all we've been asking for this whole time, bro.
Exactly. Now they're doing it with the games though, right? They're just making good movies in the game world. And I love that a lot of these properties are going CG as well. Like Nintendo chose to do CG for a Mario movie. Perfect. It's all I have issues with the Chris Pratt casting as Mario. I don't think he sounds like him. I don't like the voice, but everyone else, all these other celebrity castings they've done for it have been inspired. And I don't think I would ever be happy with whoever they chose as Mario, right? Without just getting the person who does it for the games, right? It just seems like he has a voice, right? But I can overlook it because like I thought Jack Black killed it as Bowser. I think Anna Taylor-Joy does amazing as Peach. Keegan-Michael Key's great as Toad, like great, like, and Childish Gambino is going to be Yoshi in the next one. So I'm in, you know, like these are fun casting. Seth Rogen as DK, perfect. But you know, and Sonic actually managed to somehow, despite having the grossest like pre-release footage of all time and what he looked like, and the fans fixed it. Somehow managed to make great movies with like the Sonic story and make it feel lived in and make it feel right. So
there wasn't even much of a Sonic story originally. You know,
there was a Sonic story. No, get out of here. It was always in the manual, man. No. It was there, dude. I read the manual every goddamn time, and you
still have it, dude, in the back.
I still have it, bro. But yeah, I think
before he goes to bed.
I think that we're here, man. And you know, obviously, I do want to give a shout out to the Mortal Kombat movie in 1995, which was the first video game movie that treated the properties with respect and made its own adaptation of the story with it. So, Paul W.S. Anderson, laid the template down. did the Resident Evil movies later, which obviously just his fan cast wife of a superpowered being just went way beyond.
Yeah, dude.
But I will say it here.
Wife character,
I loved the first Resident Evil movie. Loved the second one. Just an adaptation of a story we know.
I think they made like 5 more of them, dude.
No, there's like 7 or 8. Yeah, but you know, those qualities notwithstanding. But yeah, but I think that was like the key though. Weird adaptation, right? Not direct recreation. So I was, you know, but I think we're in a good spot, man. So are now with the little bit of time we have, this has to be a quick one. I
man, to do. You know, I think they did like pretty good with like a lot of the horror film franchises. You know, your Resident Evil, your Silent Hills, and all this stuff. The first
Silent Hill, I enjoyed. I think they like those have just nosedove, but yes, for the most part. Agreed with that. I'm not like of the generation of a Five Nights at Freddy's, but for my younger relatives who seem to enjoy it, it seems like they have a niche that, you know, so I can't comment on that. But that being said, man.
What was that place called? Circus Pizza?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where it had like the weird animatronics, dude. Like, I don't know.
Circus Pizza for us, and then Chuck E. Cheese for those a little younger than us, and, you know.
Yeah, we lived Five Nights at Freddy for real. I don't know. I get it.
You ever been there when they closed? Those the puppets,
like just breaking.
They do their test, and the test wouldn't. There'd be no music. It would just be them, just you know, just moving.
It was always just out of order worked. Every time we went there. It was just like they're always just like out of order, messed up, like
for sure,
half broken, like half. You know, you could see some of the animatronics and stuff, dude. I get it, dude. I could see why people were inspired to make, you know, Five Nights at Freddy, and I'm glad that these kids get like a little piece of that now, dude. Going forward.
I agree. But that being said, man, with the movies coming out that I've mentioned, are there any video game properties that you would actually like to see made, and would you do it CG or live action? You got like a list of 2.
All right, I'll give you like I'll give you my joke answer. What's came to my head first was just Bejeweled. I like to see what they would do with like the Bejeweled franchise. Yeah. And then I thought, like, after that, I was like, you know, what would actually be kind of cool is like a World of Warcraft movie. And then I was like, wait, they fucking made one of those.
That was terrible.
And I watched it in theaters, dude. I was like, it wasn't terrible, dude. It was just not good. Like, it was just like, it committed like the cardinal sin of just being mediocre as hell, but like with like a crazy $300 million budget.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I feel like it did okay too in box office. But
I think like China really just.
Yeah, they loved it.
Did that,
It looked cool. It was like it had like a very surface. It was a movie. I don't know.
It's hard when Lord of the Rings exists. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just
the Dungeons and Dragons franchise had the same issue of like there's such a deep world, so much lore. It's hard to get people into that world without like being like, all right, here's a tutorial for new people to this.
But Among Thieves, it was just a D&D campaign, which is what it should have been in the first place, you know. So exactly.
I mean, you know, we had the same problem with like Halo or like they made books, dude. They make good books out there of these franchises. Like just use the books. Like if you guys can't think of anything, just option the book. But they don't want to pay money. You know, it's way cheaper to like hire a screenwriter.
Yeah,
and then you own it. Like get a studio screenwriter and give them like $100,000, or you can pay like rights in perpetuity to like some franchise stakeholder in a book. Yeah, man. So I'd like another go at like World of Warcraft, I guess. Command and Conquer, like a campy Command and Conquer would be fun.
That would be amazing.
I love that. Like just like a made for TV, just super camp, but like with
into it. Yeah,
like TV level CGI, like your SG-1 level or Star Trek Next Generation level, like CGI still, and
I would do
Time Traveling Einstein. Okay.
R-Type I think would be awesome. I love spaceship battle movies, and just their crazy world involves an alien invasion and like dimension hopping and stuff like that. It could work. It'd be like the Independence Day movie with Will Smith, but you're always in the fighter jet, or in this case, a starfighter. So I think that would be awesome. Or you can just say that and do the Vic Viper from Gradius. But I think R-Type's Bido enemies will lend itself better to movies. And
let me tell you about a little show called Battlestar Galactica.
No, I know. and then on top of that, my second choice is Pizza Tower. I think just like as an animated show, it would be interesting. So
yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, they gave Earthworm Jim like his own weird animated show.
Earthworm Jim was amazing. Let's not. I don't have enough time to go over how much I love Earthworm Jim. And there's actually toys behind me if anyone could spot it. I have a Psychro and a EWJ right back there. But yeah, man. Like I said, I had to do this one quick, so the time's right there. So
let us know in the comments things you'd like to see. Think if they should stop this. Am I right about the penultimate video? This is the final art. Don't waste your time on other art. Just break your pencils.
This is art. This is art, right? All right.
It's all art. We love it all, dude. I'm glad that people are out there making stuff, even though it doesn't always turn out well. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to make really good art and interesting things, especially when you have so many people working together. And it's I don't know, man. I supported like Marvel and stuff all through the '90s, and then now it feels like I'm getting kind of backstabbed with like more mediocre. Yeah, too much.
Jump on the R-Type bandwagon with me, man. R-Type movie 2028. Right. You've heard it here.
Let's write the script, dude. We'll get it optioned, dude.
Definitely.
Call up Warner Bros.
All right, man. Like, share, subscribe.
We out. Peace.
Out of here. Later.